Hello everyone, Glenda Mollet here, and I'm in my craft room stamping with you today. This is another one of the March 2020 monthly Stamping Club cards that we're going to do today. And I'm using a piece of the brand new, let's see, So Very Vellum that you can get with the Celebration second release starting on the, I think it's the 3rd of March. So I'll just leave the recipe here while I check my orientation to make sure everything is good to go. It's just coming up here now. Yeah, so that very vellum comes in 3 different colors. Good. Okay, let me get it so I can show it to you. It comes in blue, green, and purple. So here's the 3, oops, avalanche. There's the 3 colors. Now let's see what it says on the back here. Pool Party, Purple Posy, and Soft Seafoam. Look at that. And all of them have this embossing on them already. Isn't that the cool? And they're kind of opaque. They got a shimmery, sheeny thing happening. So we're going to use a piece of the Soft Seafoam one on this card today. I know when you saw it, you probably saw it hanging on my wall, and it was a different color in behind there. But I changed it, because I can. Okay. So we have our inside. This is the inside, and this is the flower from Forever Blossoms. And then we have another piece the same size for here, and we're going to run that through with the Coastal Weave embossing folder. Then the piece of vellum that we're going to stamp the cake on this. Then we're going to stamp the cake again, but just the flower part of the cake. And this is for the sentiment. All right, put that over there and get one of the pieces and the Coastal Weave embossing folder. I changed the name on it because I did have it written down as Coastal Wave, and it's not a Coastal Wave, it's a Coastal Weave. So I fixed that issue. Okay, so we're using the Celebration stamp set that is called Happy Birthday to You. And then in the coordination product release, they brought out the coordinating dies. So there's the one to do the cake, and then this one cuts out just the flowers on the cake. And the sentiment comes from here as well. And then Forever Blossoms using that flower. And some champagne rhinestones, which are still not available to order, but they will be soon, I hope. I didn't check the date, but I will check that date before we have our first stamping date, so that I have that information for you. But that's okay, because I have some that we can use. Yep, I do. I got some. Hey, Coastal Weave embossing folder. And it's going to go straight down onto the card base, so I'm going to do that. Now look at this. I have a mung in there. So let's just make that the back. Yeah, I don't know how this stuff happens. I honestly have got no idea. Sometimes I think the ink just jumps right out of the ink pad and says, I'm here, and I'm going to get your project. Okay. Oops, closer to the edge. Make sure you always have tape as close to your corners as you can, because if it's going to start to lift, that's where it's going to start to lift. Not that it lifts with any of the adhesives that I use, but you never know. And if it does, that's where it's going to start, is in the corner. So just make sure your adhesive goes right into the corner. There we are. Slowly pull your rabbit ears out. Yay! None of them broke. Okay, that goes this way. And then this is just going to go right onto here. So I'm just going to put a couple of strips of tape right in the middle where the cake will cover it up. Now this, you probably won't be easy to see the tape through this paper because of the embossing on it, and then it's got that sheen to it. Oh yeah, you can still see it a little bit, but not much. But the cake's going to cover that up anyway. So, okay, and now we'll just kind of line that up, make it sort of even. Okay, so let's have a look. Nope, I can't see where that adhesive is at all. Can you see? There. So if you want to do out to the edges more, go ahead. Okay, so I'm going to put that to the side now. We're going to stamp the cake in Memento. We're going to do a little bit of coloring with some Stampin' Blends. What goes on this one? Like that. And now I need my paper. I've got a cut on the end of my finger and it's hurt. It hurts every time I touch something. It's not good. So we don't have very long till we head for Tofino for our camping trip. We're discussing it tonight at dinner, making plans. While we're out there, it will be James's birthday, and he's already planned what he wants to do on his birthday. He's got breakfast, lunch, and dinner planned. He's got what we're going to do in the middle all planned. Apparently we're having a ukulele day like we normally do. We usually on his birthday we go over and walk part of the Wild Wet Coast Trail. See the lighthouse. That was the inside I just stamped. This is the envelope. Last year we had phenomenal weather in Tofino. And the only day we had rain was the day of his birthday when we did our ukulele run. It was funny. Okay, so this is, I'm going to take the petal pink marker and go around the outside. But I'll have sponges there in case that's what you want to do instead of this. I know, I said I was trying to get outside the box and do more sponging, but I don't know, sometimes it just doesn't happen. Sometimes I just need to be linear, not all spongy. All right, now we're going to put this inside and get it out of the way. Well, I want to get these videos done this weekend so I can, get them off to you and get the host code and everything ready to go for the March. Because only a week, and then it's March. 1 week today. Oh, 1 week Sunday, it's March the 1st. There we are. Now, this we don't have to do a lot of coloring on because most of it's going to be covered up. And I chose to leave my cake white. Just going to put some light smoky slate on the plate. So it kind of looks like it's maybe a silver plate. But you can leave your plate clear if you want, like it's a crystal plate. I've done that with this stamp set and it really looks nice too. And I've also colored, gone over the lines. You see all the lines on the cake? I went over them once too, and that's kind of cool. Okay, some Wink of Stella. Just on the plate part. To give it a little bling. It's all about the bling. You could do this after you cut too. You don't have to do it before you cut. Okay, now this one needs to be cut, but we have to color the flowers first. So, got petal pink, light and dark. And when I did this, I left a lot of white in there. I like the flowers done that way, but you don't have to. You can color the flowers whatever way you want. But I tend to try to leave the edges. Just gives it a little bit more texture. But that's just me. That doesn't mean you have to do it too. See? And then I go back with the, this is the dark. Just put some highlights in there. And then go back over with the light and just blend it in. You get rid of those lines. There. That doesn't take long to do the flowers. This petal pink is quite light, so it's quite forgiving too if you mess up and do something wrong. Then it's not dark enough that it's going to make a difference. There are some of the colors, like the reds and stuff, you have to be really careful because you can end up with lots of lines. You have to be careful with your coloring. But I like doing these flowers fast. Yeah, I know. I shouldn't, because coloring is always better if you do it slow and deliberate. We have a few artists in our group. They make amazing stuff. Their coloring is so pretty. I admire people who are artistic and can do this kind of stuff. I'm not artistic, I'm crafty. Every once in a while my artistic side comes out, but not very often. I do more artsy stuff. I can follow a pattern and make really pretty stuff. That doesn't mean I can create the pattern myself. Okay, so that's the petal pink part done. Now I have the, oh no, not light smoky slate. Not light smoky slate. The dark petal pink. I'm just going to go back and do the buds. colors, light mint macaron and dark mint macaron. And we're going to do the leaves. And I do the same with the leaves. I kind of leave a little bit of white. And don't forget when you're when you're coloring with blends, if you want to blend, you have to not do too much at once because you have to work with wet ink, wet paper, or they don't blend. So don't do everything. Use small amounts. This is fun. I like coloring. And go back over with the light and blend it all together. Okay, now, oops, wrong one. I'm going to use the dark one and just do the leaves that are on the buds. And once again, trying to leave a little bit of white. There we are. Okay, now we're going to cut it out. Need this and this. And just lining it up there. And line this up. I love how they did these dies. This would just not be the same stamp set if you couldn't stamp and die cut those flowers and then pop them up. I think it's cool. Okay, so there's our cake, and here's the colored flowers that are going to go over top of it. So let's get our card back in here, and I'm going to put the cake flat onto the card, and then we'll pop the flowers up over top of it. Come on. Oh, my finger's stuck. All right. We'll stick that right about there. Now, put some dimensionals on here. I think one more right there, because I don't want anything to collapse. There. Take the liners off. All right. Now you'll just got to line this up with what's on the cake. There you go. Oh, we haven't done the celebrate yet, but that's okay. I'll do it. Now we'll get some of the champagne rhinestones. Right. Yeah, except I missed. Oops. There we are. Doesn't that finish it off? Just perfect. Now, if you want, you can winky the flowers. The winky will be on the table. Now, let's get the Celebrate stamp and we'll get it put together. This just fits on here. But it does fit. Okay, let's get this out of the way. To flag the end. Hoping that's dry before I put that down there. And we'll get some pieces to put on here. And the liners off. This is such a pretty card and it's so quick and easy to do. Okay, so then you just put it down as far as you want it. Ta-da! We're done! There we are. There's another one of the club cards for you for March. I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you get a chance to watch it before our club get together. And if you're watching this in a year when I make them public, thanks for taking the time to watch it. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.